Start. I'm going live. I'm live. I'm live right now.
You live. All right. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I've seen since morning social security staffs have been outside here and they venting their anger against what they think it's against their rights. What take us through what is happening here? And first tell us who you are.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to all the viewers, and assalamu alaikum to you, Mustafa, my uncle. Yes, I told you. All right. The reason why we are here and what triggered this event here, it's a peaceful event, is the suspension of our staff, Mumudu Kamara. Some 4 days ago, I think. We just got a letter that nobody knows its source, stating that the board of Mumudu Kamara that we elected, all the staff, including Manja, suspended. That's so astonishing to us. It's a big dent on us. All right. As you may be aware, I think basically many people are aware of it. There is a standoff between us and our managing director for 6 months now over a petition that we raised, highlighting certain allegations that we have against our managing director, Mr. Muhammad Umayya. 6 months, we raised this petition, forwarded it to the State House, the Secretary General's office, forwarded to all the relevant agencies that we think have a stake and can do something about that petition. 6 months now, nothing could be done. Nothing. We haven't seen anything forthcoming. Until some 2 weeks ago, when the president had his press conference, he stated there that he had received several complaints of part of the board being biased. And he has taken it upon himself to establish an independent committee to look into the Senate so that the government can take a decision on the Senate. All right? 48 hours, barely 48 hours after that declaration by the president, our staff, democratically elected, constitutionally elected, suspending our staff is just beyond us. That's the height of injustice that's meted to us. Come on, our petition is not against Mumudu Kamara, our staff rep. Our petition is against Mr. Muhammadu Manja, our managing director. He's the accused person. He's the culprit here to us. So I think judiciously, if things are to go right, it's only Mr. Manja that should be suspended. Or if they are to suspend both of them, like maybe to remove people that they think would be impediments to the work of the independent committee, they should suspend the two influential guys, that Manjang and our staff rep, Mumudu Kamara. But leaving Mr. Manjang out and suspending Mumudu Kamara, that's the height of all injustice.
What's your responsibility within Social Security as an institution?
I personally? Anyway, I am in the pensions department, and I'm like a liaison officer between the office and all the institutions that are under the Federated Pension Scheme. Right? And then I am also responsible for processing of pension benefits. All pension benefits, all retirees that have their benefits within this building, it comes through me.
Before we talk about we go into effect some of the reasons why you were out here and some of the allegations that you've levied against Manjang. How many people are on your side? Like, how many people do you have protesting against?
I can tell you
against the suspension of Mr. Kamara.
Basically, all the staff. It was 271 staff out of 384 signed the petition.
281 signed.
271 staff out of 384 signed this petition. All right, there's a clear majority. There's a clear majority. No doubt about that.
But why is the staff so much against Mr. Manjang? Is it because he's allegedly corrupt, quote unquote?
Mr. Dabo, the reason why the social security staff are so aggrieved with Mr. Manja, it's just not out of the ordinary. We found out that Mr. Manjang has shown us certain things about himself that are not actually embedded in him.
What are those?
Mr. Manjang came. He promised that he is embarking on a reform. Can you believe? He promised that he is coming to embark on austerity. Austerity? Austerity? All right, austerity. You deny a cleaner, a poor cleaner, a single bag of sugar. All right, poor cleaner. Not everyone has a sugar here during Ramadan. It's only Ramadan. All right, just a minor school of staff. Minor school. Just a quota. That's the cleaners, the messengers, and the drivers that have the sugar. Mr. Manyan said, austerity pupus, no sugar. All right? Could you believe? Manyan going to a hotel, spending $19,750 on a single dinner.
Dinner with who? Is that related to office activities?
It's not. We have our entertainment budget. But that's not for the managing director's personal use. It's for the office's official functions. When the office has official ceremonies, official guests, that's the time the managing director can use that fund, but not for his personal use. No managing director ever did that in Social Security here. I don't know, one Maria Mamanya, whether it's his daughter or wife, spent $15,000 in Kuku Ocean Hotel. You said you coming to...
Over what?
Dinner at Kuku Ocean Hotel. The documents are there. All the documents are there.
Did you submit this document?
We submitted everything. We submitted everything. When Manyan came here, even his breakfast, the office was buying it for him. The office was catering it for him. That wasn't done for any managing director here. So Manyan is the biggest cost center Social Security ever had. I can tell you that. This building ever had, in terms of cost center, is Mr. Manyan. What triggered all these petition or all these grievance that we had against him? Nobody has personal grievance against him. Mr. Dabo, Manyan was here for over 1 year. Nobody had us. All right, we were going with him. We were going along with him. He was even our imam at the mosque here. You know why we did that? Just to give him that, accord him that respect, that regard. That's why we did that. But what triggered this petition and all this grievance is Manjang's sending of that 7-month-old girl, Aisha Bayo, for a $3 million ACCA program to Ghana.
ACCA program?
Yeah, $3 million. And when Manjang came, you know what he was saying? He said this institution is sick. What he meant by that is financially the institution is sick. You see, there are staff who are far more qualified than Aisha. Okay? Who have far more length of service than Aisha. They've been here for 5, 10 years, some 20 years. You think you're calling for peace when you do that as a leader? You think?
So
and you know, this course, the worst thing Manyan did is, this course, it could be done in the Gambia. SCCA is done here. Like it's happening to all public sector workers. They're doing it at MDA, GTTI. You said the institution is sick. You send the girl and they pay the girl a gross salary. That's not done for any staff here that's sent on overseas trip. No staff. You send a girl with gross salary, per diem and gross salary. Stipend and gross salary. Sorry, not per diem. Alright? Manjang dismissed 2 of our staff, Umar Manjang and Musa Fati, of 10-year-old service. Dismiss them. 10-year-old service.
Why?
Over a late retirement of just a $5,000 contribution money. Each of them. He dismissed them. Some guys pleaded with him to just terminate them so that they can at least benefit from their pension.
Yeah, but if you have over a late retirement of 5,000, I imagine that is not right.
It's not right. Right. We know. We know. Thank you. I'm just trying to connect the dots.
So perhaps that decision is good.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying that much stuff. It's within the confines of our service rules. It's right. It's right. I know. $5,000 is late, man. They retired it, but it was late. They retired it, but it was late, Mustafa. That's what I'm saying. All right, but manyang stole per diem money.
You have evidence of that?
The documents are there, Mustafa. Come on. The documents are there. There's so many people, all the agencies, everybody.
So
you know how this per diem fraud happened? Manyang was approved a 3 days official trip to Senegal.
For himself?
Yeah, for himself and the finance director. They went, all right, for 3 days. But when Manyang came here, he concocted an extra 7 days trip for himself without the office of the president's knowledge. Is that something that's right from him? Is that legit? Is that legit? Is that something?
I think this office is under finance ministry, not under the office of the president.
It's under finance ministry. The finance ministry, they should know. But you know, all travel clearance is sought from the office of the president. It's always sought from the office of the president. Right? So when the office of the president approved 3 days trip for you, official, you came to the office internally, you concocted another 7 days, extra 7 days trip. As a head of an organization like this, is that leader a credible guy that should be allowed to man this institution? And you dismiss 2 staff, over $5,000 a late retirement. Are we having 2 Gambians? Are we having 2 laws in this country? You applied the law on these 2 staff. And you did this thing. You did worse than them. What these 2 staff did. Wasted a business class air ticket over that trip to Sierra Leone that has not been approved for him. You think that's fair? That's not. That's not. We only want justice. We only want justice. We've been treading on the line of peace. All right? For 3 months, nothing was done on our petition. We embarked on a peaceful practice. We did that. All right? We did that. The State House called certain members, certain staff among us into the State House, had a dialogue with them, appealed to them to call up the strike. And we did, out of respect for President Adam Amparo and the whole cabinet. We did. We came out, we called up the staff. The strike, some staff were very angry. They said we should not. But Mamadou Camara, being so law-abiding, being so respectful to authority, you see, so many people don't know this Mamadou Camara. Oh my God. Gambians should stop labeling people that they do not know nothing about. They should stop. Mamadou Camara is a very, very credible individual. Have you ever seen a public official who never closes his door? His office door is always open 24 hours. Have you ever seen that from 8 to 4? Mustafa, can you tell me, in this Gambia here, everybody's office is closed. They are all enclosed. You think that person is dubious? He has open door policy for everybody.
So tell us, when you have accumulated all these things you call evidence against Mr. Manjang, who did you give it them to?
We gave it to all the relevant agencies, Mr. Darwin. All the relevant agencies. Yes, like NIA, we send them a copy. The National Assembly, we send them a copy. The police department here, headquarters, we send them a copy. The Ombudsman, we send them a copy. All the relevant agencies that we think can do something about the petition legally. We did it, Mustafa. It's all over. The office of the president, they got theirs. The secretary got theirs. But nothing was done, nothing.
So tell us, I mean, before Manjang came into this institution, Social Security has made a reputation of being one of probably the most abused institutions in this country, because you've seen pensioners' funds, being misused and all that. I mean, wouldn't you say that Manjang has found this trend in this institution, and of which Mr. Kamara that you just exonerated is a part?
Mustafa, thank you very much for that. Mustafa, we are all aware of what has been going on in this country. One man was sitting on the neck of everybody, every Gambian. We all know how Yaya Jammeh was siphoning funds from this institution. It's not dark to everybody. Everybody knows. Are they going to blame this staff for that? Are they going to blame us for that? Are we the people that should be blamed for that? We didn't know anything. anything. We were not aware of funds being siphoned from this institution. We were not aware. We were not.
But if there are judicious...
Mamadou Camara wasn't aware. Even if he was aware, what could he have done? What? Is that not the reason why we booted Yaya Jammeh out?
Yeah, but if Mr. Kamara, let's talk on individual responsibilities.
Yes, exactly.
Jammeh may have been a tyrant, who did anything and get away with it.
Yeah.
But if Mr. Mamadou Kamara is also as honest as you say, and Jammeh comes to him with a shady deal or with a request that he knows to be not right, should he not have rejected it?
I can tell you, Mustafa, Mamadou Camara, as I told you, many people don't know him. But you see, one of the most principled public officers we have in our institutions in the Gambia, I can count Mamadou Camara among them. I can count him among the first 100. This gentleman, Mamadou Camara, is one of the most upright, most principled. He doesn't bend principles. He doesn't bend rules. He doesn't. I can tell you, I can vouch for him. Anyway, they just tarnish him.
So
They just tarnish his image, Mustafa.
So the social securities.
And I can tell you, let me just add this, Mustafa. During Yaya Jammeh's era, Mamadou Camara stood his ground in this institution here. Everybody saw it. We who've been working here, we know. Even fighting with this, with some of our top officials here, our managing directors, over certain anomalies. Mamadou Camara. That's the Mamadou Camara that everybody is saying is the rebel, is the problem. But today he's not here. He's not here.
He's home now.
He's home. Didn't that show to the entire world that this man that we label as a rebel, a problem, a troublemaker, is indeed a law-abiding guy? They gave him a suspension letter that we don't know its source. He could have defied it. He could have. You wrote a suspension. I am directed to. Directed by who?
Who said he's directed to?
We don't know the source. The source is not known. That's very substandard, so vague, so substandard. A standard letter, official letter. You see, I think the president, His Excellency Adama Barrow, is being blinded. Maybe there's a certain seal between him and this saga of ours. Maybe there are some.
You think he's not been told the truth?
Yeah, that's what I will say. That's what I would think.
But if you have sent all the documents to him, he must have seen them. He must have been aware of the allegations.
Yes, that's what I would suppose. That's what I would think. But why? For 6 months, he could not do anything. Nothing could be done. You know, if this governance mechanism was going right, in fact, the president would not be even involved in this. If our governance mechanism was right, this would have just stopped at the desk of the Secretary General. He's the head of this entire public service. He would have done what is rightful of this. But I think our governance...
Have you reached him?
Of course.
Mr. Habib Drama?
Of course.
And what did he say?
Come on, I think he's the first entry point for this petition when we raised it. You see, I cannot tell you, definitely. This will have not been coming clear to us. They've just been telling us to maintain peace. But Mustafa, I can tell you, over 6 months now, this institution has not been working normally.
Normally, what do you mean? Were staff's not working?
Mustafa, an institution like this, if staff are demoralized, their spirit is at the lowest level. Right? What Manjang's way of administering, the staff's motivational level has gone down all low, at the lowest level. When this saga arose, the staff were traumatic. They were traumatized, I can tell you. They were in trauma. Because, you know, Manjang started doing certain things that were not right. Issuing suspension letters to some staff that raised petition, some staff that would need certain facilities from him as the managing, you know, he would reject them. Is that right? Is that how a leader should work? We raised a legitimate petition against our managing director. Nothing could be done about that petition. And the managing director internally, because certain staff signed that petition, is trying to whip those staff. Is that right? Is that right? It's not right. It's not right. This institution, I can tell you, it can never be regulated with Manjang here. It cannot be.
But why are you people also so adamant that Manjang has to go? How about...
No, Mustafa, don't get us wrong. Don't misquote. We are not saying Manjang must go. We are not saying that. We are not saying Manjang must go.
So what are you people saying?
What we saying, let the government act on our petition.
Like
if
what?
the government act on our petition, Manjang will not stay here. Mustafa,
that is to say he must go.
No, we cannot say.
If you're saying he's...
No. We are not going to tell the government what they should do. The law is there. What the law should do, that's for the law to do. Let the law be applied. That's all we are calling for. Let justice be done to our petition that we raised legitimately.
So, but I mean, there are also other people in this institution who have been part of the past. You know, yes, and inefficiency that we seen before the commission. Why didn't you say anything about those people?
The reason why we fought here again, I can tell you, Barrow's convention. I was there from the morning up to the time Barrow was elected.
Yes.
Up to the time Halifa Saleh, everybody in that convention hall at Kebba give their deliberations, their final remarks.
But that does not still answer the question why.
I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm showing you how we suffer to get Yaya Jammeh away from this country.
Yes. To rectify the system.
To rectify the system. Thank you very much. Then, do we have a voice?
But now you do, and you're still with some of those people who have signed those checks.
Thank you. What's the essence of? We don't have evidence against those people. We don't. Hey, Mustafa, if I have evidence against any of these people, I will blow it. I fear only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and no human being. Me? I don't fear any human being. I was fighting Yaya Jammeh right in this building. Some of the people that were very close to him, they like me. They know me. They know me very well. I would have died if Yaya Jammeh had won this election. Mustafa, nobody got a voice. How could we have stood against it? How, Mustafa? Tell me. Let's be fair to each other. Now, what's the essence of the Jammeh Commission that the government invested these millions of dollars in? I think the purpose of the Jammeh Commission is to uncover those past maladministrations, financially or otherwise. Officials have been to the Jammeh Commission.
So what is the composition of your board as it stands now?
We saw our board as very biased. I can tell you that.
How biased? Who are the biased people, do you think?
Do you know what they did in their first board sitting? When we embarked on our peaceful protest, their first board meeting, they proposed that they should sack us.
Okay.
They proposed that they should sack us. Mustafa.
They proposed that they should sack all of you.
Let us be sacked, those who march to the State House. Just a peaceful march, you think that is calling for peace? That is calling for a peaceful resolution of this impasse.
So how do you intend to fix this if you are not in good terms with the board?
No, this board is compromised. I can tell you.
You want the board to be changed?
Yeah, let it be dissolved. That's what we want.
And a new board composed.
Mustafa, a board that comes and proposes that the staff should be sacked for legitimately raising a legitimate petition against their managing director. That board, you think they okay to steer the affairs of that organization? You think that board, they are credible to steer the affairs of this organization, Mustafa? They are not. We raise a legitimate petition. Instead of you dwelling on that petition in your first sitting, you didn't do that. That's where they fell out. That's where they fell out with Jeffrey Renner, the pension rep to the board, Jeffrey Renner. Two principles. They fell out with them. When they promised, he said, no, how could you do that? They want to dismiss Mono. He said, no, why should you, what has he done? He said, put me on record. That's what he told them. Put me on record. What has he done? These people raise a petition. What we should do is to dwell on the petition. And that's what the president assigned them. When we embarked on that peaceful march, they called us into State House. What they told us was, we will task the board to look into the petition as soon as possible. Instead of them doing that, in their first meeting, they said they are going to dismiss us. Is that calling for a peaceful resolution of this impasse? It's not. You see.
So what happened today when you come out?
Today, what triggered this? What triggered this is that we have seen that the thing has reached an extreme level. Alright? That's what we have seen.
Okay.
How it has reached an extreme level is barely 48 hours after the president, H.E. Adama Barrow's declaration that he had gotten reports of part of the board being biased, and that he has taken the decision to set up an independent panel to look into the saga. Barely 48 hours after that, a suspension letter came for our board rep, our democratically and constitutionally elected board rep.
So that is why
leaving out Manjang, who is the culprit, the accused, the one the petition is against. You think that's calling for a peaceful resolution of this impasse?
So that is why you are out here?
Yeah, that's why we are out here.
Okay.
That's
so
why
have any government institution or authority come here to?
Yes, of course, they came. The Permanent Secretary, Minister of Finance came.
What did he say?
He was sent by the Minister of Finance. We spoke to him. He told us the minister wants us to maintain the calm. This matter, it has been. He said the matter is being looked by the independent panel. The independent panel has been set up. We had all that. But the independent panel set up, you suspended our rep, our staff rep.
You don't think also in the meantime it will be appropriate that you people give that independent panel some time to decide?
By suspending our staff rep, who hasn't done anything, Mustafa? Any right-thinking person will adhere to that, Mustafa? Any right-thinking person? Is the petition against? Is the petition against Mamoudou Kamara or Manjang, Mustafa? You see, this country, 22 years we have suffered. I told them. 22 years we have suffered. Let us be just. Let's apply justice. Let's be truthful. Gambians, let's be truthful. Let's be truthful this country. It's important that we are truthful, we are honest to ourselves. If not, I don't see any positive sign for this nation that is so dear to us.
Once again, you may tell us who you are, what's your name? I'm afraid we will have to take this. Kebba touray.
Yes, Kebba touray.
Thank you very much, Kebba. Thank you very much, Kebba. Thank you very much. Thank you.